This is Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. Welcome to another episode of Step 1. I am Freddie Wilson. As a reminder, you can find every episode of Step 1 on Spotify and YouTube. If you want to see more of Step 1, give me a follow on Instagram at Step 1 with Freddie Wilson and Twitter at Step 1 Podcast. We have a great show for you today. My good friend and very depressed fan of New England Patriots, Ben Lefkowitz, joins the show. He was on the show about a year ago, and he is back. Also, we've got a wild weekend of football to recap where James Madison University dropped 70 points on UNC. Michigan defended the big house, and in the NFL, Andy Dalton is back. All right, let's ride. A lot of big upsets in college football this weekend. And it all started on Friday in Lincoln, Nebraska, where Illinois emerged victorious with a hard-fought overtime win against Nebraska. This was a big win for Illinois. They were 10-point underdogs going on the road. They found a way to get a big win. And this is a wake-up call for Nebraska. Everyone thought they could just glide through this part of the schedule. They had a good enough team. Everyone thought it was going to be easy until they play Ohio State, and that was going to be a huge game. But Illinois might be a sneaky good team, and they have a chance to prove just how good they are next week at Penn State. And we will get to that later in the show. Moving into Saturday, offensive explosion. We had one from Clemson, but also up in North Carolina, JMU came to town and dropped 70 on UNC. It was ridiculous. Like UNC, no team should be scoring 70 points to begin with on UNC, but an FCS team, or not FCS, a Sun Belt team on UNC, embarrassing loss, but great win for James Madison University. Michigan gave USC their first loss after running the ball down their throats. This was a welcome to the Big Ten message for USC, and they did not seize the moment. Michigan is clearly a beatable team, and USC's defense couldn't stop the run, and Michigan was able to get a big win. Utah was able to get a win down Stillwater with Zach Wilson's brother Isaac playing quarterback. Cam Rising is once again injured, and who knows when he's going to play, if at all. I don't know much about the injury, haven't done a lot of research. And yet, Utah always finds a way to win big games. They play great defense, and the offense always does enough to get the job done. But we would love to see Cam Rising play again. But again, it just seems like at this point in his career, he's just always getting injured. But Utah's still a great team, and they will be a Big 12 contender for most of the season, hopefully. Missouri avoided a huge upset against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is not a good team, but they're a lot better than years past. They can actually win games now. I know, crazy. And they gave Missouri a run for their money. Missouri has won 2 one-score games in the last 2 weeks, and they're going to have to prove themselves this weekend down in College Station that they deserve to be a top 10 team because they are a good team. But I don't know if they're an elite team. So I'm curious to see if they can get a big win. Well, I wouldn't say big win. It's Texas A&M. But, it's still a hard place to play, a hard first road game. But if they can do it, especially in an environment like that, I will think much more highly of Missouri. It was a big game in Texas where Arch Manning made his debut for the Longhorns. Now, no, they were never going to lose that game. They're playing against Louisiana Monroe. But contrary to what Arch thinks, who gave himself a C+ grade, I think he played well. And I think Texas has a chance to beat any team in the country with Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning at the helm. And that is a good problem to have in Texas. Up in Oklahoma, Josh Heupel returned to beat the Sooners as Tennessee gets a big win on the road. Now, not the best offensive performance for Tennessee, but again, hard to follow what happened at Kent State. And also, Oklahoma's a way better team, obviously. This is SEC. But the Tennessee's defense played well, and they were able to get a big win to start conference play. And I still think Tennessee is one of the most complete teams in the country. I have very good views of Tennessee. I think they are a very big contender, not just in the SEC. I'm talking national championship. They're that good. Also, Colorado got its first Big 12 win in a wild win against Baylor. Colorado had no business win that game. They had to throw a Hail Mary just to force overtime, and they got lucky. I think their offensive line is still bad, and they're going to struggle down the road. Just wait. What are they at? Three wins now? I'm still capping it at 4. I think they're going to get one more win, and that's it. I just don't see them being good. And of course, we're going to end with Boston College. It was the red bandana game to honor former Boston College cross player Wells Crowler, who saved a lot of people in 9/11, but tragically passed away. Boston College might be very good. The defense held strong. The offense was eventually able to make some big plays down the stretch. The running game looks very good. Again, we are a Boston College podcast now, and we are here for this ride. And it seems like this might be the season to hop on the bandwagon of Boston College. Moving into the NFL, it was tough sledding for the New England Patriots Thursday night as they got demolished by Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Patriots don't have much going for them right now. Their offense can't do much of anything. The Jets might be very good if they can stay healthy. Jacoby Brissett is one more hit away from getting injured, and therefore Drake May would take over. And as I've said on the show, I don't think Drake May is all that great, and I think it would be very bad to put him in a situation with an already bad team. I think it'll just make him look even worse. So, I mean, I hope for the sake, because I do want Drake May to succeed, even though I don't think he's that good. I want him to prove me wrong. I think it would be great if he could, stand a bench and learn before getting thrown in there, especially with that offensive line. Moving into Sunday, the Giants finally got a win against the Cleveland Browns. And I don't think I'm alone here saying that Deshaun Watson is both a terrible human as well as a bad quarterback. This was a winnable game for the Browns. The Giants' offense is not that great. Not that great is an understatement. They're bad. They got Daniel Jones. It's bad. And I think this game was a fluke for the Giants. The Saints offense simmered down a little bit as they lost to the Eagles. Eagles, coming off a rough Monday night game, were able to stop the Saints from trying to put together a game-winning drive. I think the Saints had 2 good weeks on offense. To be fair, one of them was against Carolina, so there's that. But I don't think the level of play they had was sustainable. I think they're still a great team, but I don't think the offense was going to continue going at that clip all season long. Speaking about the NFC South, the Buccaneers got their first loss to the Broncos of all teams. The Broncos defense was able to keep Baker Mayfield and company at bay, and Bo Nix got his first NFL win. I know he hasn't thrown a passing touchdown yet, but it was a good win for Bo Nix. He didn't throw any interceptions. I think he played well. I think he's a good game managing quarterback, and I think he will continue to progress. I know I said before the season started he's rookie of the year level caliber. He could be, but I think he's found a role, and I think he's going to continue to get better. Also, the Vikings are still undefeated, and I still don't know how they're doing this. I don't think we give Kevin O'Connell enough credit for his coaching. He has turned a team with Sam Darnold at the helm into a solid football team. It's mind-blowing that this team is good. I've said it once, I'll say it again. It just doesn't make any sense, and hopefully the Packers can beat them next weekend. Meanwhile, the Bears still suck, even if Caleb Williams finally got a passing touchdown. Justin Herbert goes down for the Chargers, and the Steelers find a way again to win a game by playing strong defense. It's ridiculous. They are the Iowa of the NFL. They are averaging 10 points. I don't think anyone scored more than 10 points on them. It's not like the offense is that good. They just play very good defense, and they're going to bother everyone all season because it is not, I wouldn't say, aesthetically pleasing football, unless you're a Steelers fan, of course. Then like it's your whole thing. But they find ways to win games, and it's very impressive. I mean, they do say defense wins championships, so I think the Steelers might be really good. Of course, we're going to talk about our favorite ginger, Andy Dalton, lighting it up for the Panthers. Now, Bryce Young deserved to be benched, and credit to him for taking it well and being a good team player. You saw him high-fiving all of his teammates as they were running in and out of the bench. Like, you know what? I know he's not happy. I know he's probably disappointed, but I think he's handling it really well, and that is great. But it has to hurt watching a 34-year-old Andy Dalton absolutely torch what was supposed to be a good defense in the Raiders. And also, Andy Dalton was the first quarterback this season to throw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game. And as for the Raiders, I think Devontae Adams is still probably regretting ever going to the Raiders. Apparently, Antonio Pierce says a lot of players made business decisions, and that may have been why they lost that game. It's not looking great for the Raiders. I do think they're a good team. I think they're a quarterback away from being a very good team. And I hope we see what, as Max Crosby told Gardner Minshew, the Washington State version of Gardner Minshew, because that guy was a time to be alive. Packers got to win in Nashville with Malik Willis at the helm. The Titans are a dumpster fire, and they should bench Will Levis. I don't know what they see in him. And the Packers were able to survive yet again without Jordan Love. And hopefully next week, Jordan Love will be back and will be that much better. Moving into the afternoon, the 49ers lost to the Rams in a game where no one played because all the big names were injured. SoFi Stadium is essentially another home game for the 49ers, and yet they couldn't find a way to win. The Ravens found a way to win despite the fact they almost blew a 25-point lead against the Cowboys that included a recovered onside kick. The Cowboys are not looking good, and I hope that continues because nothing brings me more joy than the Cowboys being bad. Moving into Sunday night, the Chiefs got away with an egregious pass interference, and for some reason, the Chiefs found a way again to win a one-score game with a little help from the refs. Now, we know all the calls going our way will eventually come back to bite them, but it's a little annoying every week to find that they find a way to win a game with a penalty call, or in this case, no call going their way. And I think the Falcons are a solid team, and I think they're going to bounce back, and hopefully the Chiefs won't be winning the games just like this. And also, on a personal, let's get Travis Kelce to Baltimore. I don't know, may have drafted him on fantasy football or something. Just a personal issue I have. And finally, we end with two games on Monday night, and I think it's safe to say the Jacksonville Jaguars are back to being the laughingstock of the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is bad, and the Bills ran over the defense. The Bills look like they're a very good team, and Josh Allen is having a great start to the season. And the other game, the Washington Commanders, I think it's safe to say they found their quarterback, and his name is Jane Daniels. He was incredible. He was throwing darts, throwing great passes, running well, and the Bengals suffered another tough loss and are still winless. And the future is, I can't believe we're saying this, it's actually bright in Washington. And as long as Jane Daniels avoids big hits, protects himself, the sky's the limit in Washington. And now let's get to my interview with Ben Lefkowitz. Okay, today we welcome on a very special guest. It has been a long time since you've been on the
It
show.
has.
I think you were on our third episode ever. This is our 33rd episode. So it's been about a
Come a
year.
long way.
Come a long way. Ben Lefkowitz back on the show. Ben, welcome to Step One.
Great to be here, Fred.
And we're
Thanks for
diving
having
in.
me.
We're diving in right to where we started about a year ago. The Patriots. It's rough. It's not
It's
going so
rough,
well.
but it's like it's kind of better prospects than a year ago. You know,
Sure.
new quarterback, new coach,
Do
new
you believe in
system. We
Drake
beat
May?
the Bengals.
Do you believe in Drake May?
I'm glad. I'll say this, and I'll preface this by saying I have extremely limited football knowledge, but I'm glad we're not starting him immediately because you have to let
Hey, he
him
played
like
garbage
develop.
time in last week's game.
Yeah, but we're not like
Yeah, you're
it's
not
good that
throwing
we're
him in
not
the
just like
fire.
throwing him into the fire because that's how you develop bad habits. And we threw Mac Jones into the fire. Look how that turned out.
Uh,
And
didn't he make a Pro Bowl one year?
yeah, I think his rookie year after he had a 10-win season.
I do remember like you like hyping, like getting all hype of Mac Jones. You were like, he like set some record of like most completions in a row or something for like a rookie, and you were like, "Welcome to Massachusetts, everybody!" And I'm like,
I think
and you didn't even win the game. That was the best part.
when we did record last, I was very high on Mac Jones. Now I'm
He
rather glad that he is no longer
You
a
were still.
Patriot.
I'm pretty sure the last time I recorded with you, it was like right after they like didn't score like a touchdown for like two games in a row.
That's probably right. That sounds about right. But this is
But
a whole new
it's
team.
a whole new team.
You know, Jaron Mayo,
I
like
still think you have a
it,
quarterback that's better than Drake May, and his name is Bazooka Joe Milton. I know he's like the third string.
is he the third string or the fourth string? He
Look,
might even be lower than that.
I believe he's third string or practice squad. The point being is, if you
He
need a
might be
guy
practice squad.
to launch the ball 80 yards, he's your man.
Yeah,
Can he
well, you don't
throw a
know where
ball
it's
10?
going. It might go
Can
80
you throw a
yards.
ball? Can you throw a ball 10 yards? Absolutely not. But if you need a home run hitter, you got to put him in. It will be so much fun. And they're
That
not
would be
going to
pretty
do it, and it
sammy.
really bums me out.
No, no. I'd be surprised if he got one snap this year.
I don't anticipate him playing, which is unfortunate, unless they
Yeah,
need a Hail Mary. Put him in.
yeah.
Just put him in cold and just say we need a touchdown now.
Put him in cold. It's like a
Like
playoff game.
a two,
Just
you know, a two quarterback system is not realistic, but like it could work with Joe Milton. You just like third and long, you need some yards, put him in. Done.
wait. Oh, it could work with
It could work if you
like
do a Joe Milton and whoever else you play quarterback. The main quarterback takes all the
Jacoby
primary
Brissett.
snaps. He'll take all the snaps except for like third and 20 when you need some yards, and Joe Milton will watch it. It would be very fun. It's not going to
That would be
happen,
kind of
but it would be
fun.
really fun. But
That would be
at least, would you say you would be okay with the season not going well, but you at least have hope?
okay. So I'll put it this way. I don't sports bet. I don't really bet. I don't go to casinos. But I
I've
placed
not
one
heard of
bet this year.
casinos in Washington D.C., believe it or not. So
No,
there's that.
no. There are some on the in the DMV. DC,
Okay,
Maryland, Virginia. There are some on the periphery.
I'm sure they're
But
very fun.
I'm sure I haven't. Funny story. I tried to go with my uncle and my cousin, my little cousin, to go get like they were in. Were they in? They were in Baltimore,
Okay,
and we go to a casino near Baltimore because it was just like it was like a casino plus like mall. Like there was a big food court, and there was this deli inside the casino. And we literally just wanted to like go get sandwiches at this deli. There are very
in a
few good delis in the DMV.
in a casino.
And yeah, they wouldn't let us in because my like little cousin
Yeah,
wasn't 21.
I don't
And
know. The one time I
we
went to
tried
Vegas,
negotiating with them.
they didn't care at all. I was playing slots. I wasn't 21. I looked old. It was 11 in the morning. Me and my mom hitting the
You did
slots in
look old.
Vegas. Well,
Oh my
here
God.
was the worst part. So this was when we did our RV trip. So we had a sack of quarters
Mm-hmm.
for laundry. We thought it'd be really fun. What if we just like walk around with a fanny pack full of quarters? Uh, that's not how slots work anymore. They
Yeah.
only take bills, not coins, and they charge you if you want to exchange your coins for cash. It's ridiculous. So
Really?
we're just
That's
walking
ridiculous.
around with a sack of quarters we can't even use. We were
So you
really,
just
we were so excited to spend all of our laundry money on slots. Anyways, you put a bet on the Patriots to do what?
so I put a bet on the Patriots to win 5 games this year.
Okay,
They were not at the beginning of the season. Vegas did not have them favored in a single game this year. On top of that,
that's rough.
their line, I know, right? But we did beat the Bengals.
You did beat the
Their
Bengals.
their line was 4.5 games,
Mhm.
right? That was like the line set by Vegas. I I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, I don't know if they can win like 5 games,
You've won one,
but
so you're almost there.
I've won one, and if they win 5 games exactly, it's like a decent sized payout, because you're
Okay.
betting on the exact number of games. If they go over that, then I
Oh,
would
shoot.
happily lose $10
All right.
for the Patriots to win
How
more than
much do
five
you win? How
games.
much do you win if they win exactly five?
I think it's like $60 or something like that.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not
Yeah,
bad. It's a pretty low
right.
stakes bet.
It's
Uh,
low stakes bet, and
I
now I'm
think
like I'm like I'm already cheering them every game, but I'm gonna.
If Tua doesn't come back, you might get 2 wins against the Dolphins.
That's true. We did lose to the Jets.
Yeah, but
That
the
was
Jets are
rough.
good. It's
Yeah,
crazy
but
you
we
say that, but
always beat the Jets.
yeah, but the Jets are a little different now, and we've discussed the Jets at length on the show. I
Yeah,
it doesn't baffle me. It's a long time. I won't say long
I know
time
you're a big
coming.
Aaron Rodgers fan.
I mean, I thank him for the memories. Um, good football player,
Yeah.
even better dude. A+ man.
Is he a great dude, Freddie?
I mean, he has some opinions that, the woke mob may not like, but I think he's pretty cool.
You're a fan though.
I
You're
mean, I thank him for the memories.
yeah. What are your thoughts on his darkness retreat?
Well, I don't think I would do it. I, you know, I'm glad he,
Yeah,
he saw the light in the dark.
yeah. in the dark after a long time in the dark.
Yep, he decided to go to the Jets, and you know what? It's all right. He's old. We got Jordan Love whenever he comes back, but we're still
Yeah,
winning
yeah. I
games.
was gonna say, how's that going?
He might play next week.
No, Freddie, I have the Packers tight end on my bench in my
Okay.
fantasy league. Is that a terrible like? Should I
Uh,
get rid of him? Do I keep him?
I mean,
What do I do?
I would probably drop him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't give
I was like kind of excited. I was like, I'm doing
fantasy
a
football advice
five.
this year for me is not going well. So,
Really?
but this is a real story. So, I
Okay.
found a girl on Hinge who writes her bio. I
I'm
need
3 and
help
0,
with
by the
that.
way.
Yeah, I'm 1-2. It's going great. My team sucks, but anyways,
Oh,
I meet a girl.
okay,
I
wait. So you met a girl on
match a
Hinge.
girl on Hinge, and she's like, "I need
Hmm.
fantasy football advice." In her bio, and I'm like, "I won my league, albeit it was like 5 years ago, but I did win my league
You
one
still
time."
won. Hmm.
So the only thing she sent me was her picture of her lineup. And I'm like, maybe bench Malik Neighbors. I think, J.K. Dobbins will have more opportunity, even against the Sears
Hmm.
defense. But then Malik Neighbors decides, well, let me rephrase that. Daniel Jones decides to play well. Malik Neighbors has 2 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins does
Hmm.
not. Let's just say she has not responded since.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe she did. Maybe she actually made a change. Maybe she didn't. I should probably text saying, "Hey, can I buy you a drink
You
for
should
giving you bad fantasy advice?"
you should check up on her.
I
Yeah.
should check up. Yeah. So, anyways, I've had a bit of a bad streak with giving fantasy advice lately, and hence
Okay.
I'm not doing so well fantasy
You
football
have one.
wise. I
I'm in a
won my
12
league.
team league.
Won my league won
Yeah.
5 years
Yeah.
ago, but I won it. Should have won
Okay.
twice.
That's
Just a personal issue I had. Should have won twice.
yeah. Should have won twice.
It was
I believe in you. You're
goddamn
a two-time
Omicron.
winner to
It was
me.
that goddamn Omicron. And
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. But anyways, I can say I've won it. And if we
Okay.
ever win it again, I got huge plans.
Really?
Oh, the
What are your
trophy.
plans? Can you share?
The trophy and I, we're gonna start OnlyFreds. It's just gonna be me doing day-to-day activities wearing nothing but the helmet. And we're gonna call it OnlyFreds.
You can make a lot of money off that.
I mean, it's a sexy helmet. Like the body I have going is great. The face, not as much. Put the helmet over the face, they just see the body. They don't know I'm bald. It all works
Yeah.
out.
There you go. There you go. You got a great phrase, Freddie. Don't knock.
I mean, but
You look great.
with a body like this, who needs
Your
hair?
body's a temple.
I know.
You got
I
the facial
actually
hair.
I have a shirt that says with a body like this, who needs hair? Wanna,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Have you worn that on any dates? We haven't brought
not
up
a
your date attire yet.
not a well, I've been trying a new playbook. I'm trying to figure out the
Okay.
first date outfit because you run with a play until it doesn't work anymore. The Hawaiian shirt,
And how well did the Hawaiian shirt work?
I mean, it made me feel confident.
That's good. That's important.
The sweater is coming back now that it's fall.
Okay. Nice.
Let's just
You know what you
say,
need, Freddie?
what do I need?
A leather jacket.
A leather
I'm
jacket.
really into leather.
But,
I'm really into like
but
brown
what if the
leather
girl's
jackets lately.
anti-leather? What if she thinks
You can
leather's
get like one of
murder?
those like
Fake,
faux leather jackets.
fake
They're like
leather.
half the yeah, you can get like nice faux leather jackets
I can
for
get
like
behind
pretty like half the price of a real leather jacket.
that. I think I would look good in a leather
Right? I
jacket,
think you look great.
but it's all about what's in here,
I think that's
ladies.
your look, Freddie.
Yep, a leather jacket. Put on some
A leather
aviators.
jacket, your camo hat. Come on.
Put on some aviators.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's up?
You look great.
Like, yeah, I want to go
Don't
fishing
knock
this
it.
weekend.
Don't knock it until you try it.
Talk about
You
hunting.
kind of have to like. It's kind of like mandatory that you carry around like a fishing rod or something.
I mean,
Or if you're gonna have that in your
Halloween
Hinge
is
profile, you
coming.
gotta have at least one of you holding a
Halloween is
fish.
around the corner.
That's true.
I do have a habit of trying to embody the costume in terms of my personality. I want people to think like they don't know if I'm really like that or if it's just a costume. Uh,
What
fooled I fooled the girl really well one year actually. I convinced the girl I had
let's
3 daughters. I was
what?
a dad for Halloween. So me and my buddy like put on
How do you dress up as a dad?
you put on like a dumb Hawaiian shirt and like tuck it into some
Okay,
jeans. You
nice.
get
Oh, the
those
tucked in.
glasses that you like with the croquis that you put over your neck.
Okay,
Um,
yeah,
you just talk about back in my day. You stand still like in front of a TV.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
talk about I don't
Do you
know.
stand uncomfortably close to other people, or is
Stand
that
comfortably close to other people.
yeah,
You talk about gutters, home
nice?
improvement. Talk about how you need to wake up early to get to Home Depot at 6 a.m. But anyways,
Early bird catches the worm.
I think I like built this character where I had like three daughters. I don't remember her names. I don't think I got that far, but like some girl at the
So
Halloween
how'd
party I
you?
was at legitimately thought I had three daughters and thought like, wait, how many?
Wow.
Like, wait, you're really not a dad? I'm like, no, it's just a character. She's like, I really believed you.
Oh my god.
So I've done that. I did a thing where I used to put on a Bruins jersey and walk around Oregon pretending I'm like a townie from Boston.
Yeah, That's a good one.
Uh,
But do
I
they get that in Oregon?
no, I bring Boston to Oregon.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
walked
So
around
what are you
with like
doing this year?
I'm not sure. We're doing a I'm it's actually a fun topic to debate. So there's been a
Yeah.
debate going around social media. When do you celebrate Halloween this year? Halloween is on a Thursday.
Yes.
Do you do it
It's
the
on. I
weekend
thought it's on like a
before?
Wednesday.
It's on a Wednesday or Thursday. Let's check. I believe it's a
Yeah, yeah.
Thursday.
We need
I'm
to fact check this.
Halloween. It is on a Thursday. So do you
Okay.
celebrate Halloween the weekend before or the weekend after or both? I'm in the camp. You do both. Double the fun.
Oh, I didn't know that both was an option. I thought that
I
it was
think
either or.
I think both should be an option. Why not? More
Both
Halloween.
both should absolutely
Two
be an
Halloween
option.
weekends. Why not? In addition
Two
to
Halloween weekends?
actual Halloween. That sounds like an awesome time.
That's pretty great. And Freddie, people don't realize that you live on probably the best Halloween block in America.
Yeah, I do for little kids. I'm 26 now. It's not as fun.
We went trick or treating like way too late
I
on your
mean,
block. But we had but save the
sophomore year
kid.
of high school.
Yeah. People don't realize that we all dressed up as what did we dress up as like the Republican candidates?
Yeah, we were like the funny
It
kids who
was
dressed up as like Mitt Romney and
yeah,
like Paul Ryan and Newt Gingrich.
yeah. And
Our other friend who we didn't think of a costume for him, so it was the year like Clint
with
Eastwood like did something at the RNC, so
right with the
we,
chair, right?
we printed a picture of Clint Eastwood's face and just put it on him because we couldn't think of a third person for him to impersonate or a
Some
fourth
people
person.
really liked the costume and some people really hated
I
the
just remember like
costume.
a dad like telling his son, like, son, that man's gonna be our next president. I'm like, okay, you can think that,
That's a
champ.
take. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it didn't work out like that, but
No, to know.
he was a good governor, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we
Okay.
a pro
So
Mitt
we
Romney?
don't have
We're
to
not
get
going to get into podcasts
we don't
or
have to get
politics.
political. This is
We
not a
got a lot
political
on topic. This is a
podcast.
sports podcast.
Yeah,
It's not about
that's true.
sports. All right. Whatever, boss sports. Celtics. Are we repeating
Okay.
this year?
I
Or
hope so.
this, I mean,
I mean, come on, we put together like an all-star lineup.
the team is back.
Yeah.
The
They're
team
working
is
on keeping the team together.
I know, but we've re-signed Jason Tatum to a monster deal. We have
Yeah.
the two highest paid players in the league, I think.
Right.
Like,
Wasn't Brown making more than Tatum last year too?
yeah, but then
He was
obviously
like
Jason Tatum got signed.
right.
Yeah, I don't see anyone stopping the Celtics. The 76ers are
Yeah.
not. They're
Mm-mm.
maybe the biggest threat this year, but then again, I always get the biggest threat wrong. I thought the Bucks were going to be the biggest threat, but that didn't work out.
They were the biggest threat like, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but I thought with Damian Lillard they were going to be better. Didn't work out like that.
Mm-mm. That's true.
So I think, yeah, the Celtics are the clear-cut favorites in my opinion. I don't see anyone else
Yeah.
being better. We'll do a
I'd say
full
so.
NBA preview in a couple weeks on the show.
Okay.
Okay.
I look forward to that.
Bruins, we don't really cover hockey.
Yeah, I'm not a big hockey guy.
I mean, I watch
The
playoff
Sox,
hockey.
the Sox aren't they? The Sox are terrible right now.
The Sox
right?
are
Like,
not terrible. They are 2.5 games out of a wild card. They're definitely not going to make it.
they're
And
totally
it's
not
going
going
to
to make
be
it.
a very depressing Netflix docu series coming up.
Real?
because
Wait, what's this?
they've been
I haven't
filming
heard
them all
about this.
season for Netflix. Best season with the Red
Oh,
Sox, which obviously I'm going to watch and discuss on the
yeah,
show. Every once
right.
in a while, we get like a TV series or like Diamond, then we bring up on the show. We're gonna have my Michigan buddy discuss the Connor Stallions documentary. Don't know if you
Hmm.
watched it.
I have not. No,
American,
I haven't had.
he's an American hero, but you know,
Okay. I
uh,
haven't had a lot of time to like watch too much TV lately. So I've been watching two things. I've been watching Abbott
Sex
Elementary
and
when I
Sex in the
want to kind of
City.
like, well, oh, and I've been watching Sex in the City with my girlfriend. um, that's a great show. Okay. That's like an all-time show. But so I've been watching Abbott Elementary when I need to like totally just kind of zone out.
Great show, by
And
the way.
then
Pro Abbott
I
Elementary.
it's so good. It's so much fun. Even though they're kind of just like copying The Office, but it's like it's
It's a
good. I
school.
like
It's
it.
a different vibe.
Yeah, it's a different vibe. And the other one, oh, and I've been watching. I'm really late to the game, but I've been watching Succession.
Okay, I can't
And
say I've
wait,
watched any of Succession. All I know is
really?
I watched one episode, I think, and it was
Okay,
the
so
first one. I've heard good things.
before, really good, really fun, but the thing is, I before starting Succession, I watched the last episode
Ooh,
because like I was traveling with some friends. The last episode came out, and I hadn't watched any Succession, and they're like,
so
"Oh, we
you
want to
watched the
watch
last
the
episode,
finale. You want to watch the finale?" I was
so
like,
you know
"Okay,
what's
just hold
gonna
on."
happen.
So I sort of know what's gonna happen, but I didn't like I didn't like know all the characters. I didn't know all the names. Like I know like the big thing that happens,
Yeah.
but it's still I'm enjoying the journey.
I still don't really know what happens to Game of Thrones.
I mean, either I
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
get into
we
that.
did 3 seasons. Red
Really,
Wedding
I
was
mean, that's kind of dedication, Freddie.
it was a long time ago.
Oh,
I
okay.
did, I was like thinking like, oh, I'll watch it before season 8 comes out. Really glad I didn't because I heard season 8
Yeah,
sucked.
yeah.
Anyways, other Boston sports. Let's
Hmm.
see. We talked Bruins. I'll watch during the
I'm
playoffs.
yeah.
Are there any
Well,
other
so
are there any other teams
Freddie,
you're
this
like keep
isn't.
tabs on? I actually
Well, yeah, yeah.
do have a question for you that I thought of today because
Let's
I know
hear it.
you used to live in Atlanta. You went to school down there.
Yes.
And I've
Hmm.
had this take that I don't think there are tried and true Falcons fans. I think there are fans of the Georgia Bulldogs who watch
Hmm.
the Falcons when they're hungover from the Bulldogs game the day before.
Yeah.
Is that an accurate depiction of Falcons fans?
Okay. Yes, to an extent. So it's worse in DC. I'll say this.
How
Like
is it
in
wait
DC,
worse in DC in what sense?
in the sense of like DC has like pretty much no fan base for anything other. They've got like an okay Commanders fan base,
I mean,
a
they have their
good
quarterback now.
Capitals. Yeah, exactly. Like it's okay. It was bigger when the team name was called something else. Um,
You mean the Washington
and
football team?
before that, but
Oh, yeah,
the
that name.
yeah that
Forgot
name,
that existed.
but the Capitals, the hockey team, have a huge fan base here. Like that's probably the most dedicated fan base. Then that's the baseball team, okay fan base. The Washington Wizards, the basketball team. I went to a Washington Wizards, and then I'll get to the Falcons. But
Okay.
I went to a Washington Wizards team game. It was Wizards versus the Celtics, right? So of course, like I'm wearing my Boston gear, and
Okay.
I get to the stadium, and it's a
There's
pretty
no
easy to,
and
huh?
there's no Wizards fans, right?
It's there were more Patriots jerseys than there were like Wizards jerseys, which means think about that for a second. There were more fans that were from Boston that just decided to go to the Boston. Like there were more people that were from Boston that just decided to go to the Celtics Wizards game that didn't have any Celtics gear, so they just wore like a Pats jersey. Than
I
there
mean,
were Wizards
yeah,
fans
because Wizards
going to the
fans
Wizards game.
don't Wizards fans will come out of shadows when they're
Yeah.
good. And that has it's been a long time.
But even then, it's like this. It was ridiculous. It was literally. It was so. It felt like an away game for the Wizards. Like it
That's
literally felt like a
great.
home game because it was so loud whenever the Wizards were like up. Like it was ridiculous.
It's the
So
Wizards or the Wizards. Anyways,
um
back to the Falcons question.
back to the Falcons. So the Falcons question, it's a great question. There, I would say that first of all, huge Bulldogs fan base, right? Like that
Yeah.
is absolutely the football team in
Mm.
Georgia is the Bulldogs. People tailgate, people go crazy. The stadium's huge. It's sick.
You've never been,
And
right?
no, I never got to go because like COVID and everything was like far away. I just
Yeah.
I keep making excuses, but no, I didn't get to go.
All right.
I wish I did. Um, but the Falcons, it's weird because they I think they're kind of like Wizards fans. It's like they come out of the shadows when they're good, but the Falcons are normally not that good. And so like I went to my first ever football game actually was when I was at Emory. It was a Falcons Pats game, and it was it's a beautiful stadium. First of all, it's like
Yeah,
a
the
gorgeous
new
stadium.
Mercedes-Benz is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, super cheap food too. Like apparently the owner of the stadium is like really hell bent on keeping the food really cheap. It's like $1.50 hot dogs, which like you never see at a stadium.
Unless
Um,
it's Dollar Dog Night.
that's true, unless it's Dollar Dog Night. But most stadiums, it's usually not Dollar Dog Night. And it literally felt like a home game for the Patriots. Like there were this is in Atlanta, right? This isn't like, DC is a very transient city. There are tons of people from the Northeast in DC. This is in Atlanta, and it felt like a home game for the Celtics. It was so loud whenever the Falcons had the ball. There were so many
There was
Patriots
a bunch of
jerseys, except
Falcons fans probably booing because their team
yeah,
sucks.
seriously. But here's the thing. Here's what's weird about it is also I went to my freshman year at Emory. I went to Music Midtown, which is like Atlanta's music festival, and it was super fun. It was Kendrick Lamar's last performance at Damn. It was sick, and I wore a Brady jersey, and people were really. It was the year. Was it the year? It was like 2 years after the 28-3, and people were like
Never
really
forget.
chirping me. Some people started like following me. So like some people are like very dedicated fans, but I there's not like a huge fan base in Atlanta, if that makes sense.
It's the dogs, and
Yeah,
Athens is on the list. Most bars in a square mile, by the way.
really. Is
Yep.
it the
There's
most bars or is it like
I think there's like
up
90
there?
bar. I think there's like 90 something bars in a square mile of Athens,
Oh
Georgia.
my god. That's
Uh,
crazy.
so
Well, it's the
how do
city
you
is
just
literally just
how
UGA.
do you decide which one to go to?
I don't
Like
know.
how do you stand out when you like yeah like oh don't like this bar I'm just gonna go to the next one like right next to
Yeah,
you
literally.
like yeah I don't like the
That's
vibe of
probably
this
it.
one next uh
Well, you're like your fraternity probably like buys a table at one of those
yeah like
bars. I don't know.
it's an SEC college town like it's
Yeah.
I've heard great things never been
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
SEC
I
town
need
I've
to
been
go.
to
I'd love to go.
only SEC town I've been to is Oxford, Mississippi, and we didn't even get to stay in Oxford because we couldn't find a place to stay because
Oh my god.
it
Well, there's
was
probably
weird.
what, like one hotel there? It's like
I mean, there's a few more, but it's like week one,
yeah.
and I don't know. People were coming out. It's for
Yeah.
SEC, it was fun. I get,
Yeah.
but it is hot down
Yeah.
there, down the SIP
Yeah.
as the cool kids call it.
Is that does anyone call it the sit?
I think Lane, if you see Lane Kiffin's Instagram, he does try to recruit people by saying, "Come to the SIP."
Oh, that's something.
So we're trying to make it work.
Okay. Okay, they're
Um,
trying.
I think it's probably a much better than
Oh,
Starkville, where Mississippi State is.
yeah, that's probably an understatement.
Stark Vegas. All right.
Yeah, have you ever
Yeah,
been to Mississippi?
I have actually.
Oh,
I
you
went.
because you went to yeah, you stayed there.
Not only did I go to Oxford, I went to Vicksburg.
Wait, so
Went down to
what
Jackson.
brought you to Mississippi?
My dad and
One of
his
your road
buddy.
trips?
My dad and his buddy did a trip every year.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to my dad's friend Rick. He definitely doesn't watch the show, but if he does, I
If he
got you,
does.
Rick. And so they were going down to Mississippi. My mom was like, "Can Freddie come?" And they were like, "Okay." And my dad said yes because he knew I'd planned most of the trip, which I planned part of
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It was down. It was during the good old water crisis in Jackson, so that was always fun.
Oh wow.
Mississippi is got some very nice people, some great food, and it's uncomfortably hot.
Yep.
And I can't say I will ever go back.
Freddie, I don't know. Do your podcast listeners realize what a great road trip planner you are?
We did a step one road trip on the Instagram. I know you're not
Oh,
active on
I
Instagram
deleted.
these days.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, I deleted
the
my
step one road
Instagram.
trip, we did do that.
Wow.
Most
Okay.
viewed thing I ever put out was me jumping into Lake Michigan. It got like 2,000 views on the Instagram Reels.
There you go.
Was it the best idea I've
There
ever
you go.
made? No, but I do it for the fans.
You do it for the fans.
Uh,
You're a
but yes,
dedicated man.
yes, we do some road trip content when road trips come
Okay,
up.
good. It's
We had,
important.
we did all the stuff with some baseball games. We went to a baseball
Nice.
game in Iowa, caught a t-shirt, not a big
Well,
deal.
that's a huge deal.
Yeah,
Look at you.
huge fan. I mean, I wouldn't say I caught it. I would say the mascot
Uh-huh.
was there and handed it to me, but
No one needs to know that.
great. By the way, like if you shamelessly plug it, if you ever find yourself
Yeah.
in Cedar Rapids, Iowa during baseball season, go to a Colonels game. It's actually really fun.
Okay.
Good food, good beer, by the way.
Really?
Leinenkugel peach.
Lining Kugel
Have you ever had
Peach?
Leinenkugel peach?
I have
It is
not.
delicious. And I've never
Okay.
seen it anywhere else other than a baseball game in Iowa.
Oh my God. Do you have any idea where it's from? It
I mean,
must be from
it's
Iowa.
Leinenkugel. So Leinenkugel is like
Yeah.
is a
Oh, okay.
national brand. It's like the summer shandy,
Oh. Okay. Okay.
but it's usually like lemon flavor. That's
Yeah.
the standard one. But this was
Wow.
Leinenkugel peach.
Lining Kugel Peach.
Highly
Go to
recommend.
Funk.
Um,
I'll have to
I,
give it
I can't say I know where to find it, but
Well, you do know where to find it.
yeah, Cedar Rapids Colonels.
Yeah.
So yes,
Exactly.
but no, we love minor league baseball on this podcast, and also we love like the
You do.
smaller MLB markets. They're
Yeah.
way more fun because they have better promos
Yeah.
also for game night.
Shout out the Paw Sox.
Or what are the Woo
Well, isn't it the
Sox
Woo
now?
Sox?
The
It's the Woo
Worcester
Sox
Red Sox
now.
now.
Isn't it like one of the nicest minor league stadiums
I haven't
in the
been,
league?
so I wouldn't know.
I heard that. I think it's like the most expensive minor league stadium they've ever built.
All right. Well,
You have to check it out.
we had some
Next
good
time in
times at Pawtucket,
yeah.
though. You know, I slept on the field.
What?
Uh,
No.
so when I was in Cub
Was this
Scouts,
with camp?
this was Cub
Oh, okay.
Scouts. Oh no, this is an A+ story in my dad's worst
Okay.
nightmare. So like they did this thing where like they get a bunch of Cub Scouts and they take them to and you go to a game and then like you got to sleep on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But then like it had rained the night before, so it was like a double header. So we watched.
Wow. Oh my God.
So we did two 7-inning games.
Mm-hmm.
Second game ends. They get all these kids on the field,
Yeah.
and then like I mean 10-year-old me like thought like this would be cool, but then like they never turned off the lights, and also they
Oh
had to
my
like
God.
also they had to clean the stadium, so we're running leaf blowers till like midnight. So
Who thought that was a good idea?
I did because I'm like, yeah, you know what, Dad, let's
Oh my
go.
God.
Let's go sleep on a baseball field. How cool would that be?
That's
It wasn't that cool.
miserable.
It was not that cool.
It sounds like it could be cool.
I mean, originally
But
they were going to show a movie on like the jumbotron, but
why
it
did
was
they do
too
that?
because it was too late because they had to play two
Oh, okay.
baseball games.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy.
yes, it was an experience, needless to say. So
That's pretty awesome.
great times at Pawtucket.
Great times. Great memories.
R.I.P. McCoy Stadium. I think it's still there, but it's not in use.
Yeah. What do they do with those stadiums?
It depends. Actually, I don't know. There's a lot of
Really?
stadiums that just they don't tear down. Like that happened in Brazil with the
Yeah.
Olympic Stadium, or not Olympic, no, the World Cup stadiums. The one that's like in the middle of the jungle.
Oh my God.
It's just bare and abandoned. Like it's not. They had to build a whole they had to build a bunch of roads just to get to it because it's in the middle of the
Oh my
jungle.
God. That's ridiculous.
we won't have that problem in America because we have some pretty cool stadiums for the World Cup,
Right, right.
and
Maybe World
I'm
Cup,
I mean
America. That'd be
I'm
sick.
excited. Is this year we win it? Hopefully we
That'd be
won't,
pretty
but
awesome.
we could dream.
The World Cup is like the only time they let bars in DC stay open past one.
All
It's like
right,
the every like bars in DC like have to close at 1 a.m. But the
so
only time that they let them stay open past one is like the World Cup.
all right, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
A lot of
It's a good
more,
time.
a lot of people going out for different teams, not just America.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Diverse city,
All
lots of
right,
fun. People
we got,
actually get like hyped.
all right, we got about 5 minutes left.
Okay,
We ask this at the end of every show. I need. All right, what is your Super Bowl pick?
a Super Bowl pick.
Like who you think's gonna win versus who? I will tell
That's a
you
tough
mine,
one.
and mine is not. I will give myself one mulligan at some point of the season.
Uh
My
huh.
at the start of the season, I said Packers bang over Bengals. Not looking great for the Bengals right now.
No, but they can. They might be able to pull it
They're
through.
yeah, 0-3. Yeah, they're totally making a Super Bowl. Anyways, for one more week.
They
I'm
might make.
if they go 0-4, I might rethink
Yeah,
who the
if
AFC
they're 0-4, it's
representatives.
done. But
I might rethink who the representative is for the AFC if the Bengals lose this week. I don't think they will though.
okay,
Um,
okay.
but I'm sick with the Packers
Um,
because they're great.
hmm, this is kind of tough. Let me. Is it okay if I cheat a little bit
You could do a little cheating. Wait,
and I can do a
what is
little
cheating?
cheating?
What does cheating entail?
Just just looking up.
Looking
Let
up
me
football
just see.
teams.
Yeah, yeah, like, pretty much. Um, 1 second, 1 second. Standing. I just want to look at the standings real fast. I'm thinking. Dude, I might. Okay, so in the AFC for me, I'm kind of torn between the Bills and the Chiefs.
All right, those are two good teams to be torn over.
I I think I want to say the Chiefs because the
Okay,
Bills
so you got the
always choke in the
Chiefs. Are the
playoffs, and
Chiefs
I
winning?
hate the Bills.
Chiefs
Well, let's
winning?
see. Let me think. Let me think. Oh, I didn't even realize that the Commanders were 2-1. That's so ridiculous. Um,
Are you saying the Commanders are going to be in the Super Bowl?
no, the Commanders are not going to be in the Super Bowl.
Oh no, Jane Daniels. He totally remembers meeting me, by the way.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
You're
like
his favorite player.
obviously, like that one time we met where I said congratulations, let's get a picture. Obviously, he remembers me. Really important person in
Obviously.
his life.
Okay, should I make a? I mean, I could go kind of like
I'm all for
safe
I'm all
and say
for
maybe
wild
like the Eagle.
cards.
A wild card pick for me is the Lions.
Okay, we do have someone predicting the Lions over Chiefs, by the way.
Well, so I think if it's Lions Chiefs, the Chiefs win.
Okay, is
But
that
I
your
think that the
final answer?
Lions. That's my final answer. That's it.
Chiefs over
Lions
Lions.
Chiefs. Chiefs over Lions.
All right, I like that. Last week we had Lions over Chiefs. Uh,
Yeah. No, the Lions. Okay, the Lions are not
yeah.
going to win the Super Bowl,
I
but
mean, you never
but they
know.
might make it to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Jared Goff, doesn't he have a Super Bowl win?
No, he made it and didn't win.
He
He
made it
lost
to
to
the
the
Super Bowl, right?
Patriots.
Right. Yeah,
I
that's
will
right.
say I've met a couple Lions fans after like last year, and they were all telling me like if they had made it, I was gonna like spend $30,000 to go to the Super Bowl, and I would have been fine with
Yeah,
that. I'm like, really?
yeah,
They're like, I've been a Lions fan my whole life. We've never been good. Like, I was gonna
yeah.
seize on the opportunity to go because I know
It's
it might not ever happen again.
it's kind of
Because
like when the Bengals first won a playoff game with Burrow, and no one had ever sent a text message about the Bengals winning a playoff game before that.
yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, we happen to root for teams where we don't have that problem.
Yes. No, we do not.
My team
Some
does
more
pretty.
than others.
My team does all right. You know,
My
only
team did
once.
all right.
My only one Super Bowl, but we were close a
Oh,
couple times.
oh, I prefer six.
I know. I had to live through it. Anyways, this has been
In
awesome.
Boston,
Always fun to have you on the
it has
show.
been.
You're welcome back, everyone. Good luck with the Patriots the rest of the season.
Thank you, Freddie.
All right. Great seeing you,
Great to
Ben.
be on. Great to see you too.
Got an exciting weekend of college football, and it all starts Friday night with Virginia Tech taking on the Miami Hurricanes. This is an opportunity for Miami to show everyone in prime time that they are, in fact, a very good team. Again, I've shared my thoughts on Miami. I think they're good. I think they have all the players to be good. And it comes down to, can Chris the ball make the right coaching decisions in crunch time? And Miami appears to be a good team, but they need to convince everyone that they are the best team in the ACC, because the ACC is pretty wide open in terms of Miami winning it. So I think it's actually a much bigger game for Miami than they would like to admit. Moving into Saturday, we got yet another ranked matchup in Manhattan where the Oklahoma State Cowboys are coming down to take on the Kansas State Wildcats. Both teams are coming off tough losses, so this is a must win for both teams. So I expect a high scoring shootout. Both offenses are great. This is going to be a fun game in Kansas State. We also have a ranked game in South Bend, Indiana, where Louisville will be taking on the Fighting Irish. Notre Dame can't afford another loss, and Louisville is a team that I think they're going under the radar right now. And this is an opportunity to get a statement win for the program if they can beat Notre Dame at home. Saturday night, we got two big ranked matchups, starting with Illinois versus Penn State. Now, I am surprised this is not the whiteout game. I think Penn State is realizing they can't always win the big games at home. So they're trying to avoid the whiteout game by putting it during a tough opponent and losing, which I disagree with. I think the whiteout is the greatest home field advantage in all of college football. I think trying to beat Penn State during the whiteout is one of the hardest things to do. So I don't think they should be saving it for a scrub team like Washington. They should be using it for the big game. Regardless, a night game at Happy Valley is a hard place to win. But Illinois is no stranger to winning big games on the road. So I think this is going to be a fun one, and I'm looking forward to it. We also have an SEC matchup we've been waiting for a long time. Georgia is going to Tuscaloosa to take on the Tide in a game that will have significant ramifications across the SEC and the playoff picture. This is the first time since 2007 Alabama's an underdog at home. I think Georgia's good. They are good. They're the number 2 team in the country for a reason. But they're clearly a team that has a few minor weaknesses. And if Alabama can exploit them, I expect this one is going to be one of the best games of the season. I am looking forward to this. It's been on everyone's calendar since like day one. It's going to be awesome down in Tuscaloosa. And finally, the Ducks capping off the night with an 11 p.m. Eastern time kickoff. Okay, I'm on East Coast now, so that is late, and I'm hoping this game's a blowout, so I can like go to bed at a reasonable hour. That's what I told myself during the Boise State game. Then here I am up at 2 in the morning watching them kick a game-winning field goal. And yeah, I get tired from watching football all day. Yeah, you think this doesn't take energy? It does. All right, moving to the NFL. We got a fun Thursday night game at MetLife Stadium. Cowboys versus Giants. Now, the Cowboys don't lose at MetLife, and the Giants got a fluke win against a very overrated Browns team. So I think the Cowboys are going to do what they always do. They're going to destroy the Giants. And if Daniel Jones survives this game, both health-wise or if he gets benched for being Daniel Jones, I would be shocked if he is still the quarterback, regardless of injury or just decide to bench him after this game. Moving into Sunday, we will see Andy Dalton against his old team, the Bengals. Bengals are, if last week was a must win, this week is. They are not a bad team. They are getting very unlucky. But the Panthers played very well last week, and maybe Andy Dalton is the solution to all of their problems. I'm here for it. I love Andy Dalton, except for that time he screwed me over in fantasy football by, breaking his hand while throwing an interception. It was a long time ago. I'm still bitter. It was the championship, and that is why I lost. But we still love Andy Dalton regardless. The Vikings are coming up to Green Bay to take on the Packers. It's a big game for the Packers. I don't understand how the Vikings are this good, and I hope Jordan Love comes back healthy so we can destroy the Vikings and end this madness. In the afternoon, we will see if Jane Daniels can continue to shine against a Cardinals team that is also a fun team to watch. The Raiders will hope to get a bounce back win after a tough loss last week as they take on the Browns. And then we're moving into Sunday night. We got a fun one. Bills versus Ravens. Bills offense is really good. And maybe trading Stephon Diggs was the right move because now they don't have a primary receiver. Defenses have no idea who the ball is going to go to, and they can run the ball well. Josh Allen can also run himself. And the Bills defense is also playing really well, and they will look to contain Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Got another double feature Monday night, and the first game, I can already tell you, it's going to suck. Titans versus Dolphins. Who knows who's going to play quarterback for the Dolphins? Tua's not coming back, and Skylar Thompson might also be injured. So it's unclear who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins. Meanwhile, Titans are a train wreck themselves. I'm still surprised they haven't decided to bench Will Levis yet. Maybe after this recording they will. I hope they do because I think Tennessee deserves better. It's going to be a rough game regardless of what happens. The other game is going to be awesome. Seahawks versus Lions. The Seahawks are the most underrated 3-0 team this season. Geno Smith is somehow playing well yet again, and they're finding ways to win games. The Lions are a great offense, and I'm glad we have two great games on Monday night, so I don't have to pay attention to the disaster that will be the Titans versus Dolphins. I'm just going to tune in to Seahawks Lions because that is going to be a great game, and I'm really looking forward to that one. That's our show this week. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week. All right, Big Fred, over and out.